that was negligent what had been done. And she said, listen, yeah, you told me to explode, but that was like 10 seconds before it happened. And I said, ma'am, listen, like, I'm not joking. Like, she was laughing it off still. I said, listen, like, okay, cool. She acknowledged that she did in fact hear me tell her and ignored it in front of Captain Slacks and her fellow officer Desmond, who was there from the beginning. And, we thought we'd all be jolly and merry. And I'd just go off and submit to my booking of a crime that, I am now found not guilty for after 3 hours of waiting. So, sorry for a little bit of rambling. It's kind of a lot of emotion built up there, but I hope that all of the core points have been met. Being the fact that I warned them and they acknowledged it. Go on, sorry.
You mentioned it in front of...
Bear with me for a minute. I'm sorry. There's a lot to write here. Just give me just a second.
Sure, take your time. Can I just
allow my legal aid to just give him a quick reminder of what he told us?
Yeah, all good.
No mind.
No, you don't need to come over here. I can say it in front of it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, sure.
It was more just the conversation you had in the hospital in front of the captain.
I think I did briefly.
Just wait for him.
Like,
wait
sure.
till he's
just
ready.
give him a second so he's ready. Just make sure that, because essentially what we're saying is that the captain is a witness. So we just want to make sure that that's clear.
Yeah, no, I know that the captain was involved in the transport, so I know that he was at least involved in some degree. And I'm gonna bring up to him the events that transpired prior. So, and I'm gonna tell you now that up to this point, I am aware. I am personally a witness to tell you that I know that Captain Slacks was involved. He informed us that he was transporting both of them down to the hospital. And up to that, I know. Was I there on scene? No. Was I a witness? No. Was Slacks a witness up to everything up to this point? Probably not. But to the degree of his involvement, I'm going to be speaking with him just to make sure that that's at least made clear.
Yeah, it needs to be documented as well.
Yeah, no, I'll make sure that internally that it is being followed through with. So
perfect.
I'm gonna read back to you sort of where we're at.
Yep. Feel free.
I'm gonna make a separate note of my witnessing to Slacks radioing, just saying that he was transporting both of the injured officers as well as yourself, Michael, to the hospital.
Yep.
So I'm going to read this all back. I want to make sure that this is all accurate, and I want to make sure that this is all as it is stated. If I'm partially paraphrased here, but I'm getting all the major points that I think matter. If I'm missing any of the important details, please let me know. I'm going to start with Xavier, your point, and then I'm going to go to Michael, your statement, okay?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Monroe, you started this off with saying the officers on scene instructed Michael to step out of the car. Michael complied and stepped out and leaned on the wall, in which case he was placed in the car in the custody of the
detained
police.
And then, yeah, correct. He was detained and then arrested eventually.
Yeah. Okay. I'm probably going to have some writing errors here, so bear with me while I read this. But as we get to your point, the end of your side, Monroe, we go over to you, Michael, where you state, after I was detained on the side of the road, it was made clear we were going to be it was made clear I was going to be under arrest. Excuse me. My friend decided to flee. Sorry. Reset. Apologies. You started this off when you were still on the side of the road. So it was made clear that we were going to be under arrest. My friend decided to flee. I was not interested in resisting as I did not commit a crime and I believed I did not do it. Shortly after cops broke off, Desmond and Clover had me in their custody. I was told I would be taken down to MRPD for questioning. When we got into the car, the engine of this car was smoking and it was made aware repairing vehicles has been difficult today. I'm going to note that down for
I think it's relevant.
So you made aware that repairing vehicles were difficult today. I warned the officers that this vehicle was not going to make it. I had to be in deep thought, roughly 30 seconds. I said firmly, this car is going to explode. After I made note, I was then told it's fine. Roughly 30 seconds later, the car was in flames. They practically laughed it off the whole time up to the point of the fire, where we then had to pull off to the side of the road, and I begged for my life. I was unfortunately unable to be pulled out after, hold on. I was unfortunately unable to be pulled out after and was transported to the hospital. When I made my point again at the hospital, Desmond and Troy laughed it off. Essentially, sort of just paraphrasing the idea that they sort of didn't take
I think
the
it's
situation.
Clover and
Okay,
Troy.
yeah. So
What'd I say?
Clover and Troy.
Clover. You
Yeah.
said Desmond and Troy.
I
but
am so
it's
sorry.
Clover and Troy.
I did write
I,
Desmond.
I just want to make one very clear point. The laughing it off was secondary. The discussion was Clover, Desmond, and Slacks at my bedside. And I said to Clover, I told you the car was going to catch on fire. And her response was, yeah, you did, but like 30 seconds before it happened. In front of Slacks and Desmond, who acknowledged that she said exactly that. She responded to my effectively like accusation of their negligence, and she acknowledged that in front of the senior officer and her partner. And then, the laughing it off thing was like, it was just brushed to the side, and they continued with my booking process while I was still in my bed. That's the thing I want to be kept clear, the absolute most. That singular line, please.
So Clover, Troy, and Slacks were in front of me when I told them. I warned them. Troy did make note stating
Clover.
I'm sorry. Clover did make note stating, I know you did, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I would say, given the circumstances we have here, the two charges that I see fitting are both felonies, one for reckless driving and one for reckless endangerment.
Okay. I'm going to be honest. This is probably, based on who is involved, going to have to go to a captain. I'm going to be blunt with you. I will be able to question the two officers. I'm going to be approaching Slacks and conducting my side internally. I'm letting you guys know I'm probably going to be informing Slacks up to the point of what happened. I'm going to take it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, I know you guys are going to be probably building a case, and you're going to be running with it, which is fine. The point...
I would like to help with the prosecution if possible.
Okay. So, the only point of contingency... I want to see if we're all on the same page here. If you feel like, I'm not, let me know. Do we feel like there is a potential reasoning that Slacks was made unaware of the situations prior, leading up to, based on his response? In other words, based on what happened at the hospital, do you feel like maybe Slacks was just uninformed of the situation? Because if I'm being blunt with you, if I bring this to Slacks and tell him the events that led up to this, he's probably gonna blow a gasket. So I'm just curious.
I'm just going to speak completely plainly. I don't think Slacks was made aware of the situation. Like when he came and pulled up, it was still, a car blew up. There was no mention of why it blew up. There was no. I don't even think Slacks realized I was detained until he was told by the officer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
This is a side note.
He was not present on the original scene. I know
exactly.
that much.
So I have none of this was directed at Slacks. It was just he's an authority figure that, for the core of my argument, was a witness.
I think
they made it.
I would argue, like, if the other report doesn't have these details in it, you could also potentially be looking at like an evidence tampering charge.
No, that's fair. Let me conduct my side. You're gonna be free to go at this point. I don't have any other questions for you. I'm going to conduct my side internally. The side of my internal investigation is going to be separate from whatever criminal charges you are pressing. So those notes will most likely not be shared. If there's any internal punishment, that will be conducted internally within the police department. The criminal charges and whatever is pushed, obviously, we'll see it stay in court. And I will make sure that my side of conducting will be followed through with thoroughly. And if there's any questions or concerns, I know Mr. Xavier, Mr. Monroe, I know you do have my number.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to assume, based on the severity of the situation, you would like me to continue any lines of questioning with yourself, Mr. Monroe, going through legal representation.
Indeed, yeah. And like I said, we want this should be followed up just like any civilian report would be with the,
That's fine. Okay. Well, in that case, I don't have any other questions. I think everything that I would have had to have asked has already been answered. I think the points of concern are there, and I'm going to follow through with it as best as I can.
Appreciate
Perfect.
Yeah, of
Much
course.
obliged.
Not a problem. As a formality, I do have to place you in cuffs to walk you through.
You may notice I'm still cuffed to the table.
Oh,
so
I
just gonna have to-
apologize. I apologize.
no
Okay.
worries.
I'm gonna go ahead and move those cuffs to the back of your hand. I'll go ahead and move the shackles over around the chair so you can at least walk. We'll get you over to grab your stuff, and then we'll go from there. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, not a problem. Let me just make sure no one's in the hallway. We are good.
All right. Is Siobhan still here?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Okay. I have a feeling they got done before us.
Probably.
A dock that jets out?
Apparently not.
Come on, come over here and get your stuff.
Yep. Oh boy. All right. I believe I gotta cuff you to the table. I'm gonna check real quick. I believe I have to cuff you to the table. Let me just confirm that real quick. Oh, that is not what I wanted.
Oh,
I'm
hey,
gonna
I don't need any
I'm gonna put this away
backshot
real
statement,
quick.
sir. Put that away, thank you.
Apologies.
That's all right.
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to lose your burger and energy drink. I am going to take them from you so you can grab your
Thank
stuff
you.
back, and then I'll give it back to you. There you go.
All right. You can just walk out the front door with us.
Me,
Uh,
like 7 times.
Perfect.
Awesome.
I'll take that food back now.
Oh yeah, thank you. I actually forgot that I took your food. If you can believe that. There we
It's
go.
been a long day. for
Never
everyone,
you,
but I guess.
Officer Flop.
I know.
Never you.
I know. Look at me go. All right. You want my face and wait for me? I'll go ahead and just get you back in the cuffs.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right. Awesome. Go make our way out. I'll go and get the door behind you guys. The airlock. There we go. Would you guys like to be let out the back or the front?
They made us park out front. They
Okay.
said we weren't allowed to park in the back this time.
Gotcha.
That's half the officers want me to go to the back, and some are like, "No, lobby
Nah,
only."
it's all good. It's easier to get to you guys from the back, but
Oh, yeah.
it's
You don't have to go through the billion doors.
I know.
I love that. I love that part. Honestly,
Listen, I love the sense of security, but I will admit
it's a bit much, man.
it's a lot. I'll admit most of us still don't know where we're going. If you can believe that.
Man, this place is an absolute
been here
labyrinth,
so
man.
many
Oh, yeah.
times.
I'm in shock.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
Wait, is this even the right door? Okay, I definitely
yeah.
thought we were going the wrong way.
Oh, for the first week, I thought I was going the wrong way.
Okay, yeah, I remember this.
All right.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, over this way.
All right, awesome. Fantastic. Let me get you out of those cuffs. Did you guys have to
Much
turn
obliged.
anything in for representation today? Any weapons or anything?
No, I left it in the car.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's in the
Awesome.
car.
Gentlemen, thank you to both
Oh,
of you.
sorry.
We'll be in
Thank
touch
you.
and we'll go from there.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you,
officer.
Mr.
If you
Yep,
need anything from
not
me,
a
just give
problem.
Call. Happy to help with anything you need legally or whatever on the case.
Absolutely. You take care. Be safe. This sucks. This is really bad. This is going to involve slacks.
Howdy, Flop.
Hey, Cap. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
You were tired, aren't you?
Only if you knew.
Yeah. Listen, I got some serious stuff to address with you real quick. It'd be better in person.
Is it about the incident with the 95 blow up in the cop car?
They are looking to press felony charges.
Okay. On who? On the 2 officers?
Yes, and they made note that you were a witness to when, I guess, they were in the hospital bed, and I said that because you were involved, it might be difficult for me to pursue an internal investigation considering a captain was involved. They originally requested you, or I guess they requested a captain, and I said, well, I'm a senior, I can handle this, what's up? And when they mentioned I was, I don't think there was any negligence on your side, obviously. I think that you were probably unaware up to the point of the hospital as to what maybe all transpired. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, yeah, I waited till obviously afterwards to get his statement as far as what happened. All I got told is we blew up. That's all I got told.
Yeah. They want to press felony charges on both those officers.
Yeah, I mean, this is unfortunate because, yeah, I mean,
I'm going to conduct an internal investigation. I don't know how you want me to proceed with this. I feel like this might be slightly out of my wheelhouse. You could correct me.
Yeah, I mean,
I took a statement from both the lawyer and the individual of the events that transpired. The consensus of it was that he made note that the vehicle was damaged. They were aware that, repair kits have had some issues. Officer stated that, essentially it's fine. And he told him that it was going to explode, and then it did. And at the hospital bed, he stated, I told you, and I believe Troy stated, I know. So, and that's what he mainly wanted to point at. I'm smelling a Garrity warning and a lot of other questioning to become from this, but I don't know how much you want seniors involved in a situation revolving this exactly. This is a lot.
yeah, like I said, I wanted to discuss it further, but I got tied into something completely different at Sear and Bones with a massive stabbing that we're investigating. So
that's fine. This could be a tomorrow thing to circle back to. I'll make note of the statement.
I would speak with Ruth and Turner on this, and then I can give my side of the story as far as what I can give as a witness since I was involved in the transportation.
Well,
I just don't like where this is heading because I know those two officers mean well, and what happened was unfortunate because of just this incident with the repair kits.
Yeah,
I know they made attempts to repair the car.
They did. That's where I'm at right now. It's just I have a weird spot. I didn't think calling you directly was a good idea, to be honest, because I know that you were a witness, and I don't think you're going to be able to do much from the witness side. I think you could be a voice for the events that led up to when you got involved, but I think from that point forward, obviously, that needs to go somewhere. They're not pressing on you, and I even asked him flat out. I said, I need to know flat out. I said, do you feel like Slacks had direct involvement? I knew the answer because I knew you weren't on scene. I was trying to catch him to see if he was telling the truth, and he said, no, Slacks, I don't think had any idea as to the situation that led up. So they're not pressing on you, which is why I'm not pressing you for anything.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the whole thing. I'm not even worried about myself. I'm worried about those officers, right?
Me too. Me too.
I can handle anything coming my way, regardless of anything does happen, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I mean, this whole thing, it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth for sure. But it needs to move, and just I would say contact the other two captains.
Should I email them or should I just wait to speak to them? I don't like to do the email thing. I really hate it. If I can avoid it at all costs, I want to. How do you think I should proceed?
I can give some guidance on this too as well, but for the time being, just proceed as usual.
Okay. I will. I'll question both of them independently. They probably know it's coming. Apparently, he told them that he was going to be pursuing. So.
I'll be honest, the guy on the ground did not seem like he was very injured, and all he cared about was talking about basically how what we did was negligent. And instead of, to me, it didn't seem like a guy that felt an explosion, if that makes any sense. He was coherent, fine, screaming about gross negligence the whole entire time, if that makes any sense.
No,
I'm going to give you that perspective.
Okay. Yeah, I think the most I can do right now, I'm going to go through proper procedure. I'm going to bring them both individually into a room, just ask them what's going on. And I think they're expecting it. So I'll conduct my side of it. And get other students involved.
Barrick or whatever you need, right? So
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Barrick in on this, and we're just gonna. I think for now, all I'm gonna do is gather the information, get it neatly all put together, and then I'll speak to Turner and Ruth. Respectfully, I don't see Ruth almost ever because we just our shifts don't line up.
yeah,
So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will definitely be getting in touch with Turner at the minimum, and hopefully get some guidance or have him take over. I think at this point,
Yeah.
based on who's involved, I feel like I probably shouldn't touch this, but I'll leave it up to Turner to be the deciding factor on it.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'll let me know if you make a report or something. I can add my statement to it, or I can make a separate command report if you like.
Yeah,
I can make I can make a command report about this to make the other captains aware to talk to you.
Yeah, if you want to do that, that's fine. I
All right.
don't have access to create privatized reports
Correct.
from everybody else. So,
I'll do that real quick.
okay.
I'll just keep it brief. Speak with Flop about an incident that happened during shift 3, and then they'll contact you.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it, Cap. I figured you knew what I was calling about. I'm sorry that I'm bugging you with whatever. Please get some sleep at some point. We can cross this bridge tomorrow when we're all a little bit more clear-minded. So,
Sure.
Anyway, I appreciate it. I'm gonna clean up my report and go from there and finish this
Yep.
investigation.
All right. Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you, Cap. I'll talk to you soon.
You got it.
Bye-bye. Oh, this sucks. I know they didn't mean bad. But at the same time, it's like, what's the degree of severity here? I mean, the degree of severity is that they're pushing for felony. So they tried to fix the car and it went boom. No, they can't repair the car. So we have an issue right now with the MDTs or not the MDTs, the faulty repair tool sets. If you use them, I believe you either fall over and die or the car blows up or something. Whatever the case is, you can't repair the car. Technically what they did was wrong in nature, but I don't think it was negligently wrong. However, the way that it was responded to does not help that. Let me read this over again. After I was detained on the side of the road, it was made clear we were going to be under arrest. A friend decided to flee. I was not interested in resisting as I did not commit a crime and believed I did not do it. Shortly after cops broke off, Desmond and Clover had me... Desmond and Clover? They told me Desmond. Who did I write at the end? Clover, Troy, and Slacks. Okay. I did not commit a crime and believed I did not do it. Shortly after the cops broke off, Desmond and Clover had me in their custody. I was told I would be taken down MRPD for questioning. When we got into the car, the engine of this car was smoking. And it was made aware repairing vehicles has been difficult today. I warned the officers that this vehicle was not going to make it. I had to be in deep thought, roughly 30 seconds. I said firmly, this car is going to explode. After I made no, I was then told it's fine. Roughly 30 seconds later, the car was in flames. They practically laughed off the whole time. Up to the point of the car on fire. We had pulled off to the side where I begged for my life. I was unfortunately unable to be pulled out after and was transported to the hospital for medical treatment. When I made my point again at the hospital, Clover and Troy laughed it off. Clover, Troy, and Slacks were in front of me when I told them I warned them. Clover did make notes stating, "I know you did." You realize this is a video game, right? You realize this is roleplay, right? Not for a fucking second should anybody be judging anybody for conducting RP. Are you shitting me? Absolutely not. Take it somewhere else. if you're personally affected by what is going on because characters did something, roleplay is not for you. I hear Pal World is fun to watch. I'm not even gonna joke with that. I'm not even toying with that. There is nothing wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with conducting. There needs to be a line of contingency. I do not tolerate OOC anything or any feelings about people feeling it's just a video game. Not the place. You could do it in other people's chats, not my chat. MRPD arrest. The fuck? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is rough. This is gonna be a hard one to you know, go on. Back from breakfast? Welcome back, Fran. All right, you guys ready for the questioning? This is gonna be fun. All right. Desmond Troy is 701. Data check.
And 2.
701 from 125.
And be advised, 130 is taking the elevator down to the first floor.
Oh no.
Y'all don't hear from me in 30 seconds. Something went wrong.
I didn't even know the elevators worked.
We've arrived safely.
701 from 125. I call Barrack.
Hello?
Thank you for the
Hey,
assistance.
Barrack, how you doing?
We are clear.
Hey, Flop.
I appreciate it.
You busy?
Yes and no. Why? What's up?
I got 2 officers in shift 3 who have just been informed are going to be put to the docket for 2 felony charges. And I'm conducting an internal investigation.
And 2.
Wait, what?
Want to help me with it?
Yes, I am FTOing, but yes.
Shit. Okay.
So when I am done, I will get with you and help you, whether it's today or tomorrow. Because I know this is probably pretty late for you.
Yeah. How long do you think you'll be?
A few hours.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, later.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. This is rough. Yeah, I just want to make clear real quick to everybody. I realize I'm very snippy and to the point with a lot of shit. When it comes to negative comments to be made about people OOC. I want to make very clear that it is something I straight up do not tolerate, and I'll make myself look like a fool before I let my community be the people to start spreading stupid shit. I'm hoping that everybody kind of has an understanding about that. I really want the integrity of roleplay to be a thing, but there is a fine line between the player and the character, and when the player and the character becomes one, you've gone too far. And that's when you need to take a step back and reassess and take a breather. I don't mind calling out people. I think anyone in my community knows that. I don't mind calling out anything that I suspect is not in good mindful thinking or reasoning. I think overall my community does a good job of that, and even anyone new here has probably seen I guess a good piece of that. But I definitely don't want anyone to feel like they're individually targeted. It's just if it's gonna come from somewhere, it is absolutely not gonna be in my community. And if I suspect that it is, I'm gonna shut it down before it has a chance to even blossom. So I hope everyone's made aware of that. I hope that's clear. I don't hate anyone in particular, but I will make sure that you by the end of my point, you will be made understood, at least to some degree, as to why it's being mentioned. So
Dispatch 166-1042.
141 Sim Shop.
this guy's gonna lose their jobs for a situation they were just having fun with. The thing is, depending on how the degree it plays out, we still have an obligation. So part of the FTO, I'll actually show this to you real quick. So in our FTO reports, we have a slider, right? And our slider tells us how people are doing in pursuits, case law reports, radio etiquette, traffic, professionalism, SOPs, processing, and their overall average for the PD. Professionalism still falls in line with how you conduct yourself. And if you conduct yourself in a poor fashion, this is where I guess consequence RP comes in. I get what you're saying. The issue that I run into is that in character, it's a time and place. Yeah, Blake, I don't want you to feel like I'm directly calling you out and like making you look like a fool for anything, right? I understand where you're coming from. The thing though is, from an in-character, from a roleplay standpoint, I now have an obligation. My character has an obligation now to follow through with the complaint, because now it's going to go to court. So even if it's like, oh man, that's rough, because I know they didn't do it on purpose, I'm speaking as me. But from in character, Flop still has a moral obligation to follow through with an investigation. As shitty as it is, he still has to, collect information and follow through as if this is a serious report. We still have an operating procedure, and one of those things, we ensure that as soon as a suspect is placed in cuffs, we are 100% responsible for anything that happens to them once they are in our custody, because we are now in full control of them. They're in shackles. They can't move. They don't have an ability to be able to go anywhere. So if somebody does something that's negligent, which I know it was negligent, I can witness that the situation that happened on scene was negligent, which actually, funny enough, Flop's going to take the statements on this, but I don't even think Flop can pursue this because he was a witness on scene to the condition of the vehicle. Rather than a civil suit. Yeah, I think I think the way that it's being coerced and talked about is they definitely want to take it to court, which sucks, but this is sort of where we're at right now. Report number for the report my client made. We don't have a separate section for. Okay. 701 from 125. Where's Desmond? They're still downstairs. Holy fuck. We're probably gonna wait till this is done, but you know, PD does have an obligation to ensure the safety of others. Do I think the officers were looking to have fun? Absolutely. But then there's also the standard that we follow, and it's like, okay, where does that standard actually come through? Oh, is that... who is that? Oh, Fields. Wait. Over is who I have to talk to. I'm gonna wait for this to be done downstairs before I question anybody. I don't want to jump the gun. I think we should wait till the investigation's over. Where's Rhodes?
I think they're in interrogation, maybe? Still? Maybe?
Okay, let me see.
I want to plant in Legion Park.
Oh, girl, I done found a bunch of weed in front of the apartments before.
Oh.
Trust me, I know that shit's everywhere.
I'll show you where the pile of bricks is, but I doubt you'll let me drive.
You're right. How about
We
you
should not let
lead
him
me
drive.
there?
There's no way Scallop's on this table right
So
now.
you're gonna give me a car to lead you there? Okay.
It's a scallop.
Scallop.
Yeah, okay.
Scallop. You said it right.
Scallop.
Scallop.
Okay,
Said
well,
scallop.
I want to start hear you saying I'm going to cal you instead of call
I'm going
you.
to cal you. I'm gonna
The amount
California
of people
cal
who
you.
say it's an A, not an O, and I'm like, okay.
Okay, is
What
it
was the word?
California?
What was the word that I
Touche. That's right. Checkmate, atheist.
Exactly.
Well, the problem is that if they're getting a
Well, I can
felony,
tell you
it's
now,
termination for a felony.
Never mind. I don't have anything to that. Normally, I'm fairly quick-witted, but not with that one.
That's
Scallop
right.
has two L's.
Checkmate.
California
I was gonna
has
be
one.
like, it's Scalifornia.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
He's hungry right now.
All right. So, Mr. Mao, will you bring me to the location?
Sure.
Okay. All right. If that's the case,
It's quite a
tell you
drive away
what.
though.
Well, would you be able to describe where it's located?
Let me think about it.
Oh no, Prague wasn't what I was
you know
talking
the
about.
Alamo Sea?
Yes.
There's two piers on the
Gnocchi
north
was
side.
what I was talking about.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
The left one
The left one, if you're facing south, looking north.
is okay. The west one,
Okay. Yep.
just go search the pier. Go search the pier.
Okay. Did you find it like near the pier or on the pier?
On it.
Okay. Mr. Mao, I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit, okay?
Hey, listen,
I
I can't guarantee there's still stuff there, for fuck's sake.
Well, no, you went from it's in a bush
I
to on the
said-
pier.
Ooh.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
forgot
but
about that.
when you get there, you'll see it. You'll see it. There's like a bush by the pier.
Okay.
Oh,
But
like
you
the
don't,
bush
you
is
don't need to, you
covering
don't
up
need
part
to,
of
you
the
don't need to
pier?
walk to the end of the pier and park on the cleat. You just need to like head to the pier.
Yeah, I don't plan on dumping my
Sweet.
vehicle in the ocean.
Me neither.
All right, give me a moment. Let me figure out or not charges, but I'm gonna get you fined in the amount of $2,590.
God, I wish Turner was around right now.
There we are. And okay, couple things. I do need to get your mugshot. But because there is no violent felony here, your DNA isn't going to be placed on file or anything to that extent.
Yay!
Can my lawyers be in the mugshot, please?
Unfortunately, not. We do have procedure to follow
I
regarding
can't
that.
photobomb him.
So
No,
no, unfortunately not.
So photogenic.
Where's the
I'd be
Clover's
like this
call
in the
sign?
background, like yeah.
701 and then
No,
707.
trust me, I wish we could, but we can't.
Can he pose at least?
All right.
No
that is
pose.
also not allowed.
And at least
I'm
fold my
sorry.
arms like I'm really upset and
So
pissed off.
boring.
No,
Ugh.
no, hands to your side. All right, so we're gonna go through here. We're gonna walk into this airlock right here, and the door to the left is the mugshot room. Thankfully, the lighting.
Cat, that's also not an entirely true statement. It's an unfortunate RP choice because it involves consequence, but what would have fixed the issue that we are now at hand with is if they asked for another unit with a working vehicle to come pick them up because their vehicle was... There were options than to just put him in the vehicle. I feel bad because I know that they're both gonna have to, you know. Who stated that Michael was... Dugong spoke to Slacks, who stated that Michael was... I spoke to Slacks, who stated that Michael was... any pain. Dugong spoke to Slacks, who stated that Michael was not seemingly apparent in any pain. $701, $707 are the ones that are being looked at. And I don't think Flop can take this. I think Flop needs to I think Flop needs to put his statement in. Let's do this. Flop Dugong. Um. Dugong was witness on scene as a secondary backup unit at the point of which suspects fled. Desmond and Dugong pursued the vehicle. Rhodes had stayed with the passenger. Dugong made the call, or I'm not gonna say it wasn't really the call. It was more like, hey Rose, how about you attach? It was really a suggestion. Made the suggestion on radio that due to Desmond and Clover's vehicle damage, vehicle smoking,